По-перше, антибалістика.
Ukraine is capable of making its own missile, and launcher partners will provide the necessary components and critical elements. The United States knows exactly what we need and that this is not about something abstract. This is the protection of our lives. These are concrete, real people. We need air defense.
Well, I mean, we want missiles too. You know, when Biden gave him so much, Biden gave $300 billion worth of ammunition. Look, we're not involved from the standpoint we're separated by an ocean, but I hate to see 25,000 young people a month get killed, and that's what's happening. Between Russia and Ukraine, they're losing on average 25,000, mostly soldiers, a month.
Перше, антибалістика.
Our first anti-ballistic program, Freya, of the joint European anti-ballistic system is already in active operation. There are 10 countries. Our partners will continue to join, those partners who can actually support us. We have already agreed on this. I am grateful to all the companies that are ready to work within the anti-ballistic coalition. These are leading European companies. Ukraine is capable of making its own missile, and launcher partners will provide the necessary components and critical elements, radars, sensors, and other things that everyone in Europe needs. Our own and truly large-scale anti-ballistic program will be of great help. Today, we went through in detail what else is needed, what steps are required from our state and from our partners, so that Ukrainian weapons manufacturers and Ukrainian developers can deliver a real result. Only a few countries in the world have created such an anti-ballistic project for themselves. Ukraine must join this circle of states. We are creating all the conditions for this. Others took decades to complete their developments. Ukraine must do it as quickly as possible, so that there are concrete results by the turn of 2026 to 2027. And Ukraine is working to ensure we have our own ballistic missiles. Tests have shown good prospects. We need to make this into a real weapon. We need direct talks, direct contacts, and new agreements. I expect that everything we discussed with our government officials will be implemented. The United States knows exactly what we need and that this is not about something abstract. This is the protection of our lives. These are concrete, real people. We need air defense. For this, political decisions are needed. In Europe as well, in the G7 countries too, we work on this every day. Unfortunately, many countries still have loopholes in their sanctions lists. I expect that Ukrainian government officials, special services, and our intelligence agencies will now join forces as much as possible and work with partners, so that in September we can realistically see that every jurisdiction that truly has influence and global significance has completely blocked ties with Russian manufacturers of all this weaponry of theirs. This also applies to suppliers of machine tool components and those who assist Russia in bypassing financial and trade restrictions. It is unacceptable that even now, the Russian industry working for MODA has access to global jurisdictions. We must block it. I will be grateful to all our partners who support this work. Today, the Cabinet of Ministers of Ukraine has already adopted the first decision from the support package for agricultural producers who are currently in a difficult situation due to Russian strikes on our ports and maritime corridor. Prime Minister Koretsky reported on what completely practical things will start working in the coming days, in particular, preferential loans adopted today at the government meeting. Portfolio guarantees will also be adopted in the near future, meaning concrete funding to increase all capacities and storage volumes. There will be additional decisions.
President, on munitions, you posted overnight that the U.S. has a massive amount, and
That's right.
You denied that there were any shortages. There is a supplemental request for $21 billion to restock. So why is that request still there if there's
Well,
no
because we
urgency?
need more all the time. I mean, we need more. Look, we gave tremendous amount to Ukraine. The Biden people did. And they were given free of charge. No charge. No charge. Billions, hundreds of billions of dollars. And fortunately, I built up so much during my term. I rebuilt the military and also loaded it up with a lot of stuff. We have certain types of munitions that are very powerful, that we have unlimited, virtual unlimited supply. We have others where it's a little bit tighter, and we're getting them in on a daily basis. As you know, our defense companies are building more plants right now than at any point in history. They're building plants for the Patriots, for the Tomahawks, for everything. But we have certain types of munitions, which are very, they may not be as accurate. They may not be, they're not as elite. We have elite too, but we're watching that very closely. But we have certain types which are very powerful and very good, and we have an unlimited supply, and so we're in great shape. But with that being said, we always want more. We have to have more. We have other things maybe come up. Maybe come up and maybe don't come up. Hopefully nothing else does come up. But we're in very good shape. We have literally massive amounts of ammunition. Yeah.
President, on Ukraine, President Zelensky says his country desperately needs long-range missiles or those Patriot missile batteries. Is that something that you're considering?
We want missiles too. When Biden gave him so much, Biden gave $300 billion worth of ammunition. When I left, it was full, and he gave a lot of it away. Now we're rebuilding it, and we're using munitions that are very powerful, very good, but we wouldn't have been using them. We could have used something else. But these are a little bit older type, equally as effective, and it's things that we have so much of. Plus, we have supplies of munitions all over the world that if we ever needed them, we'd take that. We're supplied all over the world, but we're in very, very good shape. Look, we're not involved from the standpoint we're separated by an ocean, but I hate to see 25,000 young people a month get killed, and that's what's happening. Between Russia and Ukraine, they're losing on average 25,000, mostly soldiers, a month. And, we're working on it, and I think we're making progress, but it's a violent, very violent war. There's a lot of hatred in that war, a lot of hatred between the two leaders. I settled 8 wars. I thought this would be maybe one of the easier ones, and it turned out to be the most difficult. But progress is being made.
Upgrade your news experience with the all-new HT app. Download now.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that look, you will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest newsmakers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the U.S. will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry ghats.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Have you ever wondered what happens when a banking dynasty meets tides of world history, intrigue, and a dash of myth?
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HT videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.